here to talk to you today about teachers and what it is to be an ethical teacher and a professional teacher. My opinion, being a professional ethical teacher not only includes having the knowledge to pass down to young minds, but also the ability to accept, nurture, and care for all students that enter your classroom. Each student will be unique in their own way and will require the teacher to be able to adapt to all strengths and weaknesses, giving each student the ability and the opportunity to thrive without fear of being treated poorly or unfairly, or without any ridicule or embarrassment. A teacher in a classroom needs to be open-minded to all students. They need to be professional in every way, which includes dressing appropriately, especially with young students or even high school students. You can't come in dressing provocatively and showing a lot of skin, and you need to dress in a way that's warm and comforting and welcoming and doesn't put students, make them uncomfortable, as well as your colleagues uncomfortable and the parents that you're gonna have to deal with on a daily basis as well. A teacher needs to be ethical in the way she handles her students, not engaging in relationships that could put students, make them uncomfortable, or put them in situations that they should not be in ever. A teacher is a person of authoritative figure, and they need to stay in that role. And with that in mind, you can't use that power to persuade students to do things for you, whether in the classroom or outside the classroom. So students need to feel safe and comfortable in all aspects of being in a classroom. Teachers need to maintain strict professionalism with their students, with their parents, with other faculty, which it clearly states in the NEA Code of Ethics. As a teacher shall not knowingly make false or malicious statements about a colleague. You need to maintain good professional relationships with all of other teaching staff and your principals and your counselors and stuff. The way you carry yourself as a teacher is how your students are going to perceive you, and if you carry yourself in such a way that they can't trust you, they're not going to trust you in the classroom either. Teachers, no matter what grade, can leave a big impact on the lives of the children they teach, either positively or negatively. The way a teacher talks to their students and the rapport relationship they build is just as important as the information being taught. One way to help build that relationship is clearly stated in the ideal section of the NAEYC Code of Ethical Conduct. It is ideal I 1.5, and it states, to create and maintain safe and healthy settings that foster children's social, emotional, cognitive, and physical development, and that respect their dignity and their contributions. All students should be able to come into a classroom and grow at their own pace and learn at their own pace and feel valued for what they contribute to the classroom and to the learning environment. This concept does hit a lot of points an ethical teacher should have. First, to maintain a safe and healthy setting. Parents are entrusting their children to teachers for a huge portion of the day, and teachers need to have a classroom where students can come in and feel welcome and valued. In that kind of environment, it will help put their minds at ease, and they'll be able to open up to learn and grow in every way they can. This ideal also falls hand in hand with the first principle of the NAEYC Code of Ethical Conduct, and that is, above all, we shall not harm children. We shall not participate in practices that are emotionally damaging, physically harmful, disrespectful, degrading, dangerous, exploitative, or intimidating to children. This principle has precedence over all others in this code. Teachers are the safekeepers of the children in their classrooms, whether it's with their education and what they're learning, or with more sensitive information, which is also another principle that you may not share information about a student unless it's required by law, like they're being abused or something like that. But anything else is confidential and shall not be shared. It is sealed information, and until that student becomes 18 and they can decide who to share with, it is sealed information that maybe parents can view, but you can't go passing it around to different people and just talking about these students. This also kind of falls hand in hand with the court case, the Supreme Court case, Davis versus Monroe, which states that teachers are required to handle situations where students being harassed, whether the teacher observes it or not. This came from a court case where a student was being harassed and the parent repeatedly had made comments to the teacher to help resolve it. It just didn't go resolved, and this student was subjected to sexual harassment for 6 months. Also, teachers themselves should not and cannot engage in any kind of behavior that may harm a child, either physically, sexually, or emotionally. They can be there for their students, to listen to them, to be a guidance for them, to be that safe haven for them, but it needs to end there. If there's anything else that needs to be carried on, they need to direct the student in the proper way, but there can't be any further unnecessary and unethical ways of getting closer, whether it's through touching or if it's an older student, like texting and going on social media accounts and that kind of stuff. They have to maintain that professionalism with their students. Teachers are also mandated reporters of students, so they need to make sure they're being very vigilant in their classroom, watching students and making sure they're doing okay when they come in day to day. And as you're with a child daily, you'll pick up on different things of what's normal, what's not normal for them. I plan to make my future classroom a haven for all my students, no matter their background, race, religion, or anything that makes them unique, because that is my student coming in, and I'm going to celebrate everything about them and try my best to incorporate anything they have that they can bring to the classroom as well. I plan on setting rules that are firm but fair and give all students the ability to feel safe and needed and wanted while learning all the concepts they need to help them flourish and grow and move on to the next level. I've learned from having my own children that students or children need boundaries. They need to know what's accepted, so they know where they can push the limit. When there is no boundary, they don't feel that security to know, okay, I can't cross this line, like this is where it's going to end, but also this is where it's going to end for other students too. Like I can't behave in such a way. Teachers are held to a very high standard, as they should be, because they are shaping the lives and the minds and the education of today's youth that's going to eventually lead our country. And we need to set good examples for children of how to behave in the classroom and out of the classroom, as well as setting examples of relationships and what's accepted and not accepted by behaving in the most professional way that we can.